Joining me right now is UFC heavyweight Mark Godbeer. Welcome to Kumite Radio.
How's things for you? All good?
Good, good. I see that you shaved off your beard. Why did
Yeah.
you decide to do that?
Because there's a few big heavyweights in camp, so when they get you in these headlocks, it's easier to slip out of, I suppose. Now, I just fancied a bit of a change, and then I shaved it off, and instantly regretted it. So hopefully it's back for the time of fight, but so.
Why'd you regret it?
I don't know. I think I look like it makes me look too young. I think maybe I don't know. I'll probably get a lot of stick for that. A lot of people say no, you still look old.
Well, everybody's trying to look younger than they are, right? So it's not a bad
Yeah,
thing.
nah, that's right. Yeah. But I still feel young, so that's good.
Well, now you're out in Fairtex Gym in Thailand. You've been doing your
Yeah,
camp for the last, I think, if I remember correctly, about 6 or 7 weeks now, right?
yeah. All in all, it would have been a 9-week camp. So I've got 2 weeks left Saturday. So we're 6.5 weeks in. So and everything's coming together now.
I see that you got some big, heavy hitters out there training with you. Alistair Overeem, Sergey Karatanov, major hitters. So how's it over there training with them?
Um, I couldn't have picked a better place at a better time, to be honest. These guys, obviously, Fairtex now are expanding their brand into the MMA world. They've been involved in the MMA world for a while now, with the Fairtex gloves and, Fairtex, the MMA gloves and MMA shin guards and stuff and so forth. But they've actually expanded into they've got their own MMA gym now, which is state of the art. It's definitely one of the best gyms I've been to, and I've been to a few all over the world. So everyone sort of got wind of it, so to speak, and everyone's just come in, and they've all come in at the same time. I think once one heavyweight lands, they all sort of like, right, we need, like, heavyweights tend to be few and far between. There's few heavyweight gyms scattered around the world at high level, and once one or two heavyweights are in one place, they all tend to follow because everyone likes other guys to spar and get the decent high level training in. So and I, like I said, I couldn't ask to be in a better place at a better time. It's going great, absolutely great.
Is this something that back at home in England that you did not get? That's the type of like sparring that you did not experience back there?
Yeah, back home it wasn't so much the coaching I can get. It's not a problem. And I'm from where I'm to. I'm sort of down in southwest of England, which is quite country. I'm in the rural part of England, and that we're not as lucky as sort of like the big cities like London and Manchester, and that where you've got big gyms which just got everything all under one roof. I sort of like if I stay at home and do a camp, I sort of have to drive 2 hours to get a decent wrestling session in. Then I'm back in my car, have something to eat. Then I have to drive another 2 hours back to get my Muay Thai in and stuff like that. So my whole day back home consists of either driving or training. There's no rest in between. And one thing I struggled with was the heavyweights to spar. I'm one of these guys. I walk into. I don't want to be the top of the. I don't want to be top of the class every time. I don't. I believe you don't improve like that. I don't want to be going to these gyms where I'm the top guy and no one's getting the better of me of every session. If I go into a gym, I walk into a gym and there's 4 or 5 big heavyweights there, and I'm getting my ass kicked. That's the gym I want to be at, because that's and that's what I've sort of found with Fairtex at the moment. Like I said, it's the right place at the right time. We've had obviously it's common knowledge that Overeem's here at the moment. Karatonov that has been here. There's also some really good stand-up guys. We've got really good wrestlers here. Everything's just fell into place at the same time, right at the right time, and yeah, I'm feeling good.
How is the Muay Thai training out there? Because I'm pretty sure you're in the land of Muay Thai, so you're getting a lot of work in with those specialists.
Yeah, you know, I love the Muay Thai, the Thai mentality. I've shared a couple of posts on my Facebook, like the mentality of these guys is they live, breathe, and eat sort of Muay Thai. And it's not give up. You know, they've got that passion of like you just keep going until you either drop or you get KO'd or something. And it's sort of I think that these Thai guys, especially when us big European or or the us big American or European guys when we come over. I think obviously because we are we're big heavyweights now. And when we come over, I think they take it upon themselves. They have a little smile to see how long it takes before they kill us on the pad, so to speak. So and it's been yeah, it's good. I love training with the Thais. They're always happy, always smiling. They have a good mentality.
Yeah, in Thailand, there's a lot of young kids training out there, and from all over the world too. It's very surprising that it's just not Thai kids. There's kids from Europe, there's kids from America, Canada, like middle school students,
Yeah,
and it's very inspirational, don't you think?
yeah. I've sort of I've posted. If you check my Facebook, I've put a couple of posts up. Basically, without being offensive to my hometown kids or our home country kids or whatever, putting up posts of what these kids are doing, and they're not being forced into doing this. That these kids love it. They're happy. Like the other day, I was up at 6:30 a.m. to get a coffee and something to eat before morning practice. And I'm walking through the gym part, and there's this young lad there. He's like 12 years old. He's a Muay Thai champion. It's 6:30 in the morning. His dad's asleep on the bench. He's in the gym on his own on the treadmill. 6:30 in the morning. He's running. He's getting his cardio, his treadmill working, and I just look at it and I just find it inspirational. You know what I mean? I think like with this kid, and he's not being forced into it. He's obviously got the full support of his dad. That's why he's there. But the kid loves it. He walks around the gym. He has the crack with us bigger guys and stuff. 12 years old. And then he does that in the morning. 6:30 comes in, does his run, does his cardio. He then goes to school, and then 3 o'clock, the 3 o'clock session, he's back again, and he's hitting the pads, and he's doing like 10, 4, 5 minute rounds on the pads, and the pace he's going at isn't like one kick here, one kick there. It's like 10 kicks, 10 kicks, and I just find it inspirational, and I just think back home, kids could take a leaf out of these guys, but you know, is I it's the Xbox generation at home, isn't it? And these guys here, it's just different. I'm trying to find the right words without being sort of offensive or anything like that, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
It's a different way of life, a completely different way of life, and you get some people back home. They're like, oh yeah, but these kids are forced to do that, do that. But I'm telling you, these kids love it. They love it out here. They're smiling, like I said, they're laughing, they're joking, walking around, fist bumping us, big guys, pretending to, like crack us in the chin or something. They're just having the crack like young lads do. So it's not. For these Thai guys, and not just the Thai guys, like you said, there's a lot of guys from China, and young kids that come over from China and other places. It's almost like it's like our back home we call it football. The Americans call it soccer. There's a lot of younger kids that are passionate about soccer. That Muay Thai for them out here is like a passion for soccer back home. So yeah, it's good to watch.
It's another world, it's another world out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Let's go back to your last fight. Your last fight, you're supposed to fight Walt Harris at UFC 216. He took the fight with Verdum. That kind of left you. And then they set you guys back up at UFC 217 in New York City. And Walt Harris was disqualified, right? There was a lot of negative things, swirling around that, situation. What positives did you get out of that fight?
Do you know, I try to stay off this subject now because it's one of those ones where I've moved on from it, and but you know the positives I took from it. I speak to my dad a lot. Me and my dad's got a good relationship, and he said to me after that fight, "Where do you think what's going wrong with you, Mark?" And then I was like, "Well, I don't know. You tell me, Dad. You're the one that observes. You know what I mean? I listened to my father. Never used to when I was a kid. As you get older, you
I know
do."
exactly what you mean.
Yeah. And he looked at me and I said, "I'll tell you where you're going wrong with your career, Mark." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "You're becoming too nice.
Hmm.
You're becoming a too much of a humble sort of like." He said, "You need to realize how you got to this place was like I know I want to be nice, but like he said, you've lost your killer instinct. Bring that killer instinct back. Bring it back." And that fight with Harris sort of done that. It brought that. I just thought, I want to keep this interview respectable, but in my own head, it was. I just thought, you know what? Fucking these guys are out to kill me. It's not in a that's probably the wrong word to use, but these guys are out to finish me, and I need to finish these guys before they finish me. So it sort of brought back that. It's brought back the old Mark, the Mark that got me here in the first place, the hardworking, determined, I'm not going to lose Mark. So that's what I've learned from that fight. Um, there was no respect shown in that fight after what happened, during the fight. It, it's not. I don't class that fight as a win. I really don't. I don't class that fight as a win. A disqualification isn't a win for me, But I think it was the right decision. Um, I took a clean shot to the groin. Um, I generally give Walt that round. He was winning the round. No, but we knew that. We knew he was a strong guy, and we knew the first round was sort of going to be a possum round, and we sort of knew, for some reason, me and my coach at the time, we sort of knew he was going to try and take me down because of what happened in the Verdun fight. We sort of knew that he would have a sort of point to prove that he has got a ground game, so we knew that was coming. He took me down. I remember the fight. I mean, he stand up. We were standing. He caught me with a couple of big shots to start with. Took me down. Um, and I can remember it. He was lying on top of me, and I could hear him breathing heavy, gasping. And I can remember saying to him, "What have you got? Well, what have you got?" Got back up, and then as soon as I got back up, I brought the fight straight back to him. I thought, right, let's bring it to him. I start bringing it to him. Unfortunately, we clinched. He went for, I think, he shot for a takedown. The takedown, it was half-assed, so that's how I knew he was gassing because he just give up on the takedown straight away. Um, and then he caught me clean in the groin with a knee shot. You get kneed in the groin by a 250-pound heavyweight, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
So the ref seen this, the ref stepped in, intervened, and with that, he threw a head kick, and it was late, a late head kick, and it caught me flush. You get a lot of fucking trolls on the internet said, "Oh yeah, he's pussied out, he's done this and that," but he caught me with a flush, clean, illegal head kick, a blatantly illegal head kick. Stitches in my mouth, in my cheek, and it's not the way I wanted to win, but if you don't play by the rules, this is what happens. There's rules there for fucking reason. And that's what my take on that fight. I don't think the score's settled with me and Walt. I think get this. Obviously, I want to concentrate on this next fight, but then I think if the UFC are happy or whatever, I don't know what the UFC want to do. Is down to them. But if the fight comes about again, I'm happy to take the fight and settle the score.
So in the positive aspects of this fight, your father came along and he gave you the talk that you needed to kind of reignite the fire that you need to kind of like push forward in your career then, right?
Yeah, exactly. He sat me down and he just said, "You need to bring back." He said, "I can understand you being humble and this and respect because you still need that. I call it the Conor McGregor era now, where everyone's got um, too fucking mouthy and like
Yeah.
the respect is almost there's a lot of respect that's gone out of this sport in that area. And don't get me wrong, like I enjoy watching these sort of shows and all of this and that. You know, with like I said, the McGregor era, the Bisping thing. I enjoy watching him and his beef and that. And I understand why people do it. It does sell the fights. It does bring audiences. But at the same time, I still like the humble traditional martial arts side of it, you know, and I think a lot of that is sort of gone out of it. But I was sort of almost too, like my dad said to me, I got too humble,
Mm.
too nice. You've got to remember, Mark, that you're no longer in there fighting the local town fucking hero, you know, you're no longer in there fighting the local town hard man. You're in there fighting the best guys in the world. You need to know when to switch this on and when to switch it off. And when you step foot in that cage, you've got to switch it on and you've got to bring that back. And that's sunk in deep. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Fairtex. That's why I'm training with some of the best guys in the world. That's why I'm doing rounds with the best guys in the world.
Now, in your next fight, speaking about that, UFC London, you're returning to your homeland. What does it mean for you to be able to fight in front of your family, your friends, at the highest level of the sport?
Yeah, I haven't fought actually. Obviously, I like to think I'm representing Britain now as a nation, but obviously I am English as well. But I haven't, as far as not fighting in Britain, I haven't actually fought on English soil for a good couple of years now. So and it's just going to be great. I went to watch the UFC in London last year as a spectator. I believe it was Brad Pickett's retirement fight, that event. Um, and the crowd was just electric. You know, the one thing you can say about the British crowd is they like a beer and they like to make some noise. So I can't wait. I can't wait to get walk out. I've got a perfect tune to walk out to in London as well. The perfect British tune to walk out to. A proper London tune, you know, that hopefully gets the crowd going, gets me going, and like my hairs are standing up on it and now, like, you know, I can't wait, mate. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get in, and I've said as well, you know, when I've stepped, you know, when I've stepped up a level, each part of my career where I've stepped up a level, there's always 4 or 5 steps before you get to the top level. You know, you've got like the hometown, local hard man, hometown sort of crowd, and the next crowd. And it's always, every time I've stepped up a level, it's always taken me a couple of fights, 2 or 3 fights to get into the rhythm of and believe in my own head. I belong here. This is what I do, and that's where I'm at now. I've had a couple of fights in UFC. I haven't had the best of starts. I've had a bit of a rocky up and down roller coaster ride with it, but now I'm confident in my head. I belong here. I've like I said, the good chat I had with my dad, the people I'm surrounded with now, the people I'm training with, the people I'm hanging with. Things had to change, and I've changed it. And this camp and this fight, I believe, is when you're going to see me, and people are going to start taking notice.
Yeah, it seems like the stars have aligned for you. Everything, you know, with your, like you said, with your father giving you the talk, and you going over to Fairtex in Thailand and focusing on, you know, your career and having
Yeah,
heavyweights to train with.
yeah. It's all just fell into place. It's weird how it's all happened. Um, I'll just grab a charger a minute because my battery's just a bit low. Yeah, it's weird how it's all happened. After my last fight with Walt, that was a long ass camp. It was a long camp because originally we planned, you know, we was training for camp. I normally 10 weeks is the full camp normally. But then obviously it got postponed for another 4 or 5 weeks. We've done like a 14, 15 week camp, and after that, hang on, I'm just trying to get a shot. Yeah, so after we sort of done that camp, I said to myself, "Do you know what? I need a holiday. I need to get away. I need to forget about fighting for a couple of weeks. I need to go and reset myself." So I come out to Thailand. I had a couple of beers, let my hair down. But after a couple of days of sort of like having a few beers and let my hair down, I was like, oh man, I want to train again. So I just put a post up on my Facebook. Where's the best place to train in like Pattaya, Thailand? I want to get back training, and someone put me in touch with Nick Chapman, who's the MMA coordinator out at Fairtex. I knew of Nick anyway because he was sort of the biggest name on the UK scene. I got put in touch with him. I come out here, and my 2 weeks holiday, I planned on letting my hair down. I ended up loving the place, meeting some good guys, meeting Prem and his father Philip at Fairtex, getting on, and I ended up just training my ass off for the 2 weeks holiday. So, and then I went home for Christmas, obviously because I have got children back home. I went home for Christmas, spent some time with my children and stuff. They offered me a slot out here on the team, and I went back, spoke to a couple of my coaches because obviously I got a good relationship with coach back home. I said, "This is what I've been offered. What do you think?" And they all had the same answer to me. Mark, listen, this is the best thing that could happen to you for your career, and that if you don't take it, you're mad. So I already had sort of made it up in my own mind what I wanted to do, and then once I had the clearance from coaches and people back home, I believe as soon as I had the new year, I was straight back out here and starting my camp for Fairtex, and I can't. I'm not just saying this to the gym, but I can't thank them enough. You know, Prem and his dad Philip, what they've done for me is been absolutely great. So yeah, I'm in a good place mentally, physically, and I can't wait. I just can't wait to fight. I'm genuinely looking forward to getting this fight on.
Yeah, I think leading up to a fight, being comfortable with your surroundings is a big key to victory.
It is the key to victory, you know. Getting your head right in this game is the biggest battle.
Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest battle of all. Every one of us fighters deal with our nerves. Any fighter that says they don't get nervous at all, that's bullshit. We all do, you know. But we all have ways of dealing with it. Some of us get really loud and sort of cocky and start, you know, the internet wars and this and that. Other people go quiet and other people just turn into great white sharks where all they do is like their eyes just sink into their head. And you know, everyone has their own way of dealing with it. And I believe over the last couple of fights, I've had a bit of a mental block, sort of, so to speak. You know, do I belong here? Do I? And that's the worst thing for a fighter is having those like little doubts and stuff in your mind and this and that, because those little doubts create big problems. But honestly, I can hand on my heart, I can honestly say this camp, this fight, I'm ready. I'm ready to go in, and I belong in the UFC. There's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why I've got here, and this fight, I'm gonna show everyone in front of my hometown, my home crowd, that why I'm in the UFC.
For sure, March 17th, UFC London. Yeah. Mark Godbeer makes his return to the motherland to fight.
And a sellout. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be sold out. I think 17,000 seat stadium. 000. Wow, that's just amazing for you. Good luck, Mark, and hopefully I'll catch you on the other side of a big victory.
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, thanks for taking the time out to interview me as well, John. It's been great.